Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo. Happy almost New Year. This will probably be the last time we're on air until 2026.
This year, until next year.
This year. Shout out to Market Makers for the fabulous Christmas present. If you don't follow them on Instagram, you should. They gave me a very nice mug. They gave you a very nice mug. Wait, hold on. You weren't here.
I
opened up our swag box from them. We have your stuff over there at the front. I am sipping my water out of it right now.
Shout out to Brendan and Danny.
Shout out to you guys.
Thank you for all that you do. As always, you guys are the best. I've had a tumultuous couple months, but I won't be trash in terms of getting you guys content next year. I promise.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. Very nice. That was a great Christmas present that I opened.
There was like the fluff in the box, and what's on
the fluff was everywhere. We had fluff everywhere. There, look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Fabulous. Always repping the brand over here. Welcome. It's week 17 is coming on. We have 1 week of football left. We're going to get the official eulogy today from Zolo on the Detroit Lions season. Gosh, we still have two playoff spots up for grabs.
Two divisions up for grabs.
Two divisions up for grabs. Number one seed up for grabs, I think. It might be two still.
I think both are up
both
for
are
grabs.
Still up for grabs.
Yeah.
We are going to do the playoff machine one last time. One last round of the playoff machine. My co-host, unfortunately, Uncle Sam is not with us today because we are experiencing the bomb cyclone here in Detroit. And as soon as Uncle Sam saw snow, he called me and said, "I'm not doing this shit today. I'm not going to sit in traffic for 4 hours. I'm not doing this shit today." So, unfortunately, I only have one co-host, but we're very fortunate to have him. It is our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Pelzolo.
What up, Doe? Happy to be here. What up, Doe?
The double fist.
The double fist.
The double fist.
How are the Pistons doing, by the way?
We're ready. Great question. They actually lost 2 in a row.
Whoa.
They got Kawhi'd last night.
Did they?
Yeah, they got Kawhi'd pretty hard, but then it led to other things like Cade and Kawhi were talking in their jerseys after the game last night for like a full 2 minutes. It's like, I would, if you can get healthy Kawhi here in good old Detroit.
That wouldn't be a bad thing, would it?
No, but they lost yesterday, and they had a tough loss against Utah. They're out west. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
They might have some things to work on. Pistons are doing okay, still in first place. The Wings are on fire and in first place.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Yeah. Heading into, we're close to the Olympics. We're like 5 weeks away from the Olympics.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Is this the curling Olympics?
It's a curling.
Oh, I can't wait
yes.
to talk about curling.
In Italy, by the way.
Really? Oh, it's Milan, isn't it?
Milan, yeah.
So Anthony just asked in the chat. He is back with us again today. Hi, Anthony. You are the most loyal of viewers. Appreciate having you here. He said, when football seasons end, do you guys keep the show going, or is football prioritized? Well, football is prioritized, but we do occasionally pop up in the offseason here and there. I think last year we did take a hiatus post-Super Bowl, but we pop up. We show up every once in a while after that. Bruce, you remember?
We go pretty much. We go for a little bit.
We I know we went into
we
went into the last week of February last year, and then I think we came back.
Carousel that happens after the Super Bowl.
Well, I think March we took off. We came back a couple shows in April.
Yeah.
April in the D, But yeah, it does become a worldwide sports talk show after that, Anthony.
Probably more now than ever before.
Dragon Tail's asking a fantasy question. I know there's not too many people still involved in fantasy, but he said, how many points do you think Drake London is going to put up tonight PPR? This is my thought. If you're relying on Drake London to win you a fantasy championship against the Rams tonight,
Ruh-roh.
I don't expect him to be a terrible outing, but I guess it depends. If you need 10 points, I think you might be in okay shape. If you need, Drake London to have a Kyle Pitts game and put up 40, I don't really see that coming, but, good luck to you. Somebody who doesn't need luck here is Bruce.
Is he in the final?
Not only is he in the final.
Which league?
The big league. The varsity.
The league he almost quit out on?
The league he begged me.
Shiva Kabidi!
The league he begged me not to be in, and I forced his hand and made him get in there.
Who's he playing?
He's playing Matt DeLapp, Steven's brother, who seems to be in the championship every year, like literally every year.
Yeah, but he apparently didn't want to show up this.
I'm not gonna lie. He shit the bed. His team shit the bed this week, and you're coming out of it victorious.
Does Bruce win any money if he wins?
Oh yeah, Bruce is gonna get 6 truck payments covered out of this. 6. You know how many cartridges are gonna be procured from the dispensary once this goes final tomorrow?
Bruce, I'm happy for you. You deserve it. You really do.
Some people some money, like my father, for the Lions tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Your dad charges you to go to the football games?
Yeah, I can help him old enough now. I should probably,
Attaboy. Look at Bruce.
Money his way.
Look at responsible Bruce all of a sudden.
Good for you.
Good for you, Bruce. I did win the tip league. Not that anybody cares. But
congrats.
Yeah, I won the tip league.
Who'd you beat in the final?
So this actually...
It wasn't Annabelle, was it?
No, it was Joe Venditti. Both Vendittis were in the championship this year. There was a barn burner last week between Venditti and Gary No Football. It ended up being a 1-point Joe Venditti win against the 11-2 Return of the Nether. And Joe made his way into the championship and then shit the bed.
I was with Carl very briefly on Saturday, and I brought it up. He's like, "Oh, how's that doing, by the way?"
Yeah, he hasn't set a lineup in like 6
He goes, "Yeah, what's going on?" He goes, "I haven't looked at it in 2 months."
Yeah, it's been terrible.
But Carl got a big win on Saturday.
Yes, he did.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, he did, keeping the hopes alive there in Baltimore. So that division gets decided this weekend. That division gets decided. And you know what? I've got to give some props here.
To who? The Lions super fan, Ryan Kennedy, or whatever his name is?
Who the fuck is... Oh, the guy who got punched by...
The guy who got DK suspended. That's literally going to be the catalyst for the Pittsburgh Steelers missing the playoffs. Can you believe
that shit, dude? I was going to say, I got to give shout out to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they did their job. And you want to know what's really sad? I mean, we'll get into this, but like, how the fuck did Pittsburgh go out there and put up that type of an egg against Cleveland and eliminated the Lions the week before? Shedeur Sanders went out there and beat them with no help from him, by the way. Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Sampson go out there and beat the Steelers, and we couldn't do it the week before. I know we're going to get into that, but shout out to Cleveland Browns. Because you know what? Week 18 wasn't entertaining without that. Like, that Baltimore Steelers, how much more enticing is the Baltimore Steelers matchup for the division than the Carolina-Tampa matchup?
Yeah, just because of the history, right?
Well, and because Tampa truly needs to be studied. That's one of the ultimate bed shits of all time.
Yeah. We're not the only ones with a major collapse over here.
Oh, yeah, no, not just us. I think it's time if you're ready.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, obviously our Detroit Lions lost this week to the Minnesota Vikings. That was on Christmas Day, and it was pretty bad. It was a 6-turnover game. It was pretty bad. And I will say I also don't love the whole.
That was the worst offensive line display I've ever seen in my entire life. That was putrid.
The offensive line was bad.
That was putrid.
The offensive line was bad. We already kind of did this, so I want to hear what Zolo has to say, and then we'll do playoff machine.
I have a different scope on this than almost anybody, and of course I'm a forever optimist, right? I'm a Lions season ticket holder since 2011. We were playing meaningful games in December, which has only happened I think 5 or 6 times in my lifetime. We're in the best era of Lions football we've ever had, right? Am I making excuses? No. This was a collapse. And here's the thing. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this. I think that's what's gone on over the last month was extremely necessary and needed to happen to refocus, and there was just complacency from the head coach and mainly from the general manager, from Brad Holmes. There's been such complacency on how to roster build, and it turned into what the last 2 GMs did, which was we are the smartest guy in the room. You're going to listen to us.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And without this major gaffe of a month, I think we'd be Pittsburgh. We'd be trending towards purgatory, and I want the Lions to lose this week, even if it's to Ben Johnson and the Bears. I want them to lose. I want the starters to rest because Lord knows every time they go out and play a football game, someone gets injured. I want the starters to rest. I want to lose. If you asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said, well, I don't care if they miss the playoffs, but I want them to get to 9 games so we have the winning record streak in line. No, I want the last place schedule.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
too.
want the better draft pick. I want all of that. I especially want the last place schedule because you know what that amazing big game was last night?
That was
2 teams that had a last place schedule, which is why they are partially in the position they are in this year.
talk about a phenomenal game.
Because they rebuilt properly, or not rebuilt properly, but they did all the right things to get to this point, right? I'll go position group by position group. I will go staff member by staff member. The person I want to start with the most, who it completely polarizing and half the people will disagree with, is obviously Jared Goff. Jared Goff has had a career year here. People are going to look at one game where he looked horrible, and he looked horrible on Thursday. He did not look good on Thursday. People are going to look at that one game and say, oh, this is why we need to move on from him. You are the same people that ran Matthew Stafford out of this town, and now you want him back because you're seeing what he's doing. I cannot blame Jared Goff for anything that's happened this year, number one. Number two, I want to give him more credit because of the year that he had with how dysfunctional things have been offensively.
I mean, that was such a purely Dookie offensive line that he stood behind, and it didn't look good at times.
Every week.
I mean, every week he was under duress constantly,
and still put up 30 TDs. Had is second in touchdown passes, I believe. He's top 3 in yards. His his touchdown to interception ratio is one of the lowest in the league. He had a monster year with not much going for them. They still were one of the highest scoring teams
and they
in the
couldn't
league.
run the football the whole second half.
And they
of the year.
couldn't run the football since. This is another problem, which I will get to, that goes in conjunction with the offensive line. I didn't realize, I realized in the passing game how big of a loss Sam Laporta and Brock Wright were. I didn't realize the impact that they had on the running game and protections and calling out protections until they were gone, because there's a direct correlation with Laporta and Brock Wright leaving and then not being able to run the ball well anymore. There's a direct correlation.
Agree.
So not having those guys, having St. Brown, who still had a great year in a down year, there was an instance every game of us saying, that's a ball St. Brown usually catches.
Yep.
The underutilization of Jamison Williams, which was a combined John Morton and Dan Campbell problem. The underutilization of Isaac Tesla, you and I are in agreement on the way the player was obtained. We might be in a disagreement on the player itself, because I think Tesla's a really good player.
I think Tesla has a good future here.
Oh,
It was like there was so much. Yes, we're on the same page with how he was acquired and needs that could have been filled, but I do think he has a good future.
Yeah, agreed. The underutilization of David Montgomery, which, by the way, is directly tied to poor offensive line play. If you can't run between the tackles, that's your MO. That's your team.
Right.
That's why your defense took a shit in the second half of the year, because you had to go to a pass-happy offense because you were constantly off schedule running the football. That's one of the reasons they were unsuccessful on third down for most of the year, right? Because you were never in third and manageable. That's why Dan Campbell would go for fourth downs that he couldn't get, because those were working the last 3 years. You were getting those. You were making those plays. You couldn't do that anymore because you didn't have the personnel to run what you were trying to run. And the defense's problems are tied into the offense. When you can't run the ball well, that means your offense is getting off of the field quicker. The last 2 weeks, well, forget the Christmas game, but the big game against the Rams and the big game against the Steelers, you had poor third quarters because you were going 3 and out because you could not move the ball effectively against 2 good defenses.
That Rams game, the tide completely shifted in that game in the third quarter.
And then 100%. And then on top of that, if you want to keep your defense fresh, you got to keep them off the field. Of course, eventually they're going to bend. The Lions defense was outstanding in the first half against the Rams. It was, other than one play at the end of the first half against the Steelers, it was outstanding in the first half of that game as well.
Especially with what you're dealing with personnel-wise on the field.
But then if you go 3 and out, right? The Steelers game, they forced a turnover opening drive, but then they went 3. I think it was safety a couple plays later. That's that. That's part of the problem with your defense is your offense went away from its didn't go away. They couldn't get to the identity, which is running the football. And if you can't run the football effectively, this whole thing that they are trying to do falls apart completely. That is why Jahmyr Gibbs had a down second half of the year. It's why David Montgomery had a bad year. It's why the Lions had a bad year. It started with their offensive line. That's the catalyst that makes this thing go. Now, I think it could be fixed. I really do. I wholeheartedly agree that this thing could be fixed. I think it's rectifiable. Chicago just did it, right?
And quickly.
The teams that invested in their offensive line fared well. I'm not going to give Brad Holmes a pass, but I will say this much. He thought he was going to get it done with his guys that he drafted, with his coaching staff. I got Hank Fraley. If they buy into the system, this will work. It didn't. Now you know. Now you know. You needed this. You needed this to know that this is how things are going to unfold if you try and do it your way. You need to go back to doing it the right way, which is you need to invest resources. You need to sink money into the offensive line. If you can convince Ragnow to come back, please, power to the people there. Time to move Penei Sewell to the left side. It's a no-brainer. It's probably time to move on from Taylor Decker. And then there's some pieces in the interior once you figure the rest of this out. I think Miles Frazier's a piece. I think Christian Mahogany played really well before he got injured. I think Tate Ratledge is a good player. If they're going to go into this offseason with, well, we're going to milk out the rest of Decker's contract, we're going to keep Sewell on the right, we're going to move Ratledge from right guard and see if he finally picks up center, and then we're going to run it with Frazier and Mahogany. No, not going to work. I want Pro Bowlers. I want the best available offensive guards on the market. Mm-hmm. If you can take a crack at a tackle, do it. If you can draft a high-quality center or a high-quality tackle, do that as well.
Where are they drafting? Do we know yet?
They're going to end up in the top 20.
Oh,
if they finish in last, I think it's as low as 14 or 15, which is great. That's great. You can get a high-quality offensive tackle at that position.
They're at 15 right now.
15. Move Sewell to the left. Boom. Done.
Speaking of Brad, where's he been?
People say this. Hold on. No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
People say that he's talking all the time, right?
Yeah,
He's
but
talking all the
I mean, I didn't believe it at first, but like, really, where is he?
I saw.
Even Dan in his press conference the other day said, me and Brad are gonna get.
That press
saw a
conference
tweet.
after that game was
this was the day after.
so watered
And
down.
It was. Where's he been?
I saw a tweet that said exactly that. Where's Brad Holmes was talking so much this year. Last year he was always available. He actually wasn't. Every year he does 2 press conferences during the season. He does one right before the season, and he does one at the end of the season. So you're going to hear from Brad Holmes in about 10 days. You're going to hear from him. And your Where's Brad question is going to be answered. And I hope the media in this town holds him accountable, because he, to me, is the one that needs love everything he's done. But we've all seen screenshots of the 24 or the 24 and the 25 draft class, and that's the reason the Lions have taken a step back.
Yeah, the last 2 draft class, all the power to him on the Gibbs draft and everything else that came along. But the last 2, if you go from top to bottom, they are not pretty, man. It's just not. It is. Going back to what you said right at the beginning, the whole smartest guy in the room philosophy, it stinks of that so bad right now. My question to you is, do you think that this staff is, I don't want to, competent is not the right word, self-aware enough to realize that philosophy has to go? Like, you can't run it back with Marcus Davenport. Like, are they self-aware enough to make the moves that we know are necessary? Go out and go for the best offensive lineman available in free agency. Get the elite pass rusher.
That spark they had when they took Sewell in the draft.
Right. Get rid of John Morton's has to go, correct?
They're not going to get rid of him.
Yeah. I don't think John Morton was the problem.
I don't either.
But yes.
He has to be he has to be scapegoated in this. Like, but
there's
going to
be too many good offensive-minded names out there that can, yes, I agree with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are they self-aware enough to do it? That's what worries me.
A lot of people are in the same boat as you. I don't trust them to.
I don't
get
trust
this done.
them right now.
I do trust them. This is the best era of Lions football, and I think one of the things that makes Dan Campbell great is his outlook and his, what's the word I'm looking for? His disposition regarding everything, regarding this is where we came from, this is what we want to do. He has the ability to look at himself in the mirror and think, we got this wrong. I don't know about Brad Holmes. I think it's remained to be seen. I do hope that there's no smartest man in the room draft coming up. I hope there's no Broderick Martin, Hendon Hooker, that type of draft, because they cannot afford that. They're already short draft capital this year. They cannot afford for that to happen. So I do think they're going to get it done. And I think they're going to nail free agency too. I believe that. I believe that they're going to make the right moves to bring in people that make sense. And people are freaking out, oh, the cap, this and that. All you do is you restructure, get Goff, you convert his salary to signing bonus money, and that comes off the books. From there, there's a long list of free agents that they're probably not going to sign. I think Marcus Davenport's on that list. Alex Anzalone might be on that list.
Oh,
Please.
There's a long list. They're going to have some money to spend. Go do it. Go spend it and spend it wisely. And then you got to draft well. Like, I think you're the counter to Hutchinson, that question mark, I think that gets answered this offseason.
Oh, I hope so.
I think I would not be shocked to see Trey Hendrickson end up here. I wouldn't be.
What are your thoughts now going into very early, obviously, but going in next year? I mean, are you expecting them to do what they need to do and get the bounce back?
Yeah, 100%. I think this is all going to trend in the right direction sooner rather than later. And I trust this regime to do it, because this regime brought us the best era of Lions football ever.
That's true.
Ever. Not just of my lifetime, of your lifetime too. And the soundbite that we keep hearing, it's really hard to get back. Yeah. Philly got back. San Francisco got back. You could get back. When you have the right pieces, when you have the right core.
We had a mile-long list for a couple weeks where we had a chance to make it. We looked like dog shit.
Yeah. I think they're going to get back. I have confidence in that, but it's you have to put in the work to do it. And I think that the work starts in the trenches on both sides of the ball. That's where you start. You need to finally develop a pass rush. Again, Kelvin Shepard, same drill. The same question on John Morton.
You got to go too, right?
The same question on John Morton's applicable to Kelvin Shepard. I don't necessarily think so, because both of these guys had flashes during the year. I think the defense's collapse applied to what you do well is you stop the run, and then you hope that your DBs can make plays on 50-50 balls. They weren't able to stop the run once the safeties were gone. They lost in the turnover margin. They weren't able to turn the ball over the whole second half of the year. I think losing Brian Branch didn't help. And then it all spiraled. Like you drafted, like you had Aleem McNeil not do anything the second half of the year. Yep. You drafted a first-round D tackle that didn't do anything.
Lopez looks sick though.
These are fixes. These are things that we can fix. And someone on here, Zach Tussler, said we need better depth. I agree.
Oh yeah,
I agree. You need to build out the depth, especially if you're going to have these injuries. But one would think that D-line would have had more depth than it did, and it did not.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is there any part of either of you as Lions lifers that wish Ben Johnson was your head coach?
No.
Offensive coordinator, absolutely.
Wow.
Because Ben Johnson did what the Lions should have done this offseason. He brought in Jonah Jackson. They traded a fourth for Joe Thuney. They completely retooled their offensive line. Great play caller, brilliant mind. He's calling Dan Campbell's plays. And John Morton had more points than Ben Johnson ever did earlier this year, including putting up 40 on Ben Johnson.
That is true.
So no, I don't. I don't think did it matter losing Ben Johnson and AG 100%. It mattered. That's a small part.
Did it
of
matter more than you thought it would?
No.
Okay.
Because John Morton at one point earlier this year had the number one offense in the league. I think eventually they were exposed by really good D lines, and then eventually they just got really banged up.
In that Green Bay game.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was his first time out there. I agree with you. But then from there, what did they do? Lions were the number one team in the power rankings going into the Bengals
When did
game.
he make the switch?
The switch was made coming out of the bye, the Commanders game. So beginning of November is when they made the switch. I don't think the switch mattered, because the same people that were complaining about this play calling stagnant, why are they throwing screens, why are they running on second down, Dan Campbell was doing the same stuff. They were just playing better teams. That was the difference. So no, I don't wish I had Ben Johnson.
GM, I mean, you got to give props to the Chicago.
Yeah,
whoever
that people were calling
more
Ryan
more
Poles.
than Ben. Yeah, more
Ryan
than Ben
Poles.
Johnson, right?
They made great moves. Chicago made great moves to put themselves in position. Like, they were getting laughed at for Colston Loveland in October. That guy looks better than Tyler Warren does now, significantly, because he's the better player, right?
True.
People like the only person I know of on this podcast that was harping on Caleb Williams for 2 years was me, telling people you got to let the chips fall.
I'm still harping on.
That's fine. Anyone that's skeptical and wants
Because
to see more, that's
their run
fine.
game has gotten them where they are,
Why do they have the run
and
game?
their defense.
Why do they have the run game? Because they signed 3 interior offensive linemen who are very good.
Correct. They're
They
doing what
played
we
their
did last
cards
year.
right.
But you notice if Chicago, when they get cute like Ben Johnson wants to, it doesn't work out.
No, because the personnel is a little bit better here. So yeah, I'm all set on Ben Johnson. I think he's going to do good things in Chicago. I don't think he has the skill set and the personnel to do what he was doing here. I don't think that the Lions are losing. Small part of it was losing Ben Johnson. Small part of it was losing AG. The main component of what they are doing wrong at the moment is that their personnel is not where it needs to be. They thought we were going to get away with our guys. We were going to replace Frank Ragnow, an all-pro center, with a guy that's already here, and we're going to replace all-pro Kevin Zeitler with a rookie, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
Wow. I really can't disagree with any of that. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of talk about the window being closed. I don't think
think so.
I think with the core group of guys, and it really is about that core, your window is not closed. You have to stop being your own worst enemy when it comes to making some of these moves and passing up on talent and trying to save money where you can't, like, go out and make the splash finally. You want to know something?
Will they though?
I've always criticized the Lions for never doing anything sexy. They've never done anything. When's the last time
Penei Sewell.
the Detroit Lions did something sexy?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
And that, I don't even know if that was sexy. That was attractive. That made you go, oh,
There's a level of sexier, yes. I
I want
quickly,
sexy.
That quickly went from to get the fuck out of my city.
There you go.
But look at him now. Everything he touches turns to
There's the
gold.
right?
He goes back to Philly, they win. He ends up in Chicago this year, they win. You know, he's a cat. Like, I would have loved to have C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the run game since Brian Branch has been down.
Kidding.
I agree with you. I think sexy is coming. I don't know what they can afford to do sexy-wise, but they're going to need to make a much bigger splash this year.
We
A
need
bigger
sexy.
splash than DJ Reed.
We need sexy. Let's get Max Crosby back. Let's do that. Let's go down that road.
Didn't he
again.
walk out of the building?
Yeah, that would be really
Kicked
nice.
that-
That's trending in a positive direction.
Yeah.
But will we do anything? That's the biggest question.
Max Crosby costs a lot, but you can go get Trey Hendrickson.
We all feel the
Listen, we
same
can go
way.
do something.
You want to know what? And this is the only time I'm ever going to justify. The only time I'm ever going to justify Uncle Sam's behavior. Howie Roseman always does something sexy. And somehow and again, I am the biggest. I don't think who does Philly play in the first round of the playoffs right now?
It's going to be Green Bay.
Unless Chicago beats the Lions this week. Chicago will be the 2 seed. So the Rams will go to
That's
Philly.
not going to happen. So.
That's crazy.
We need to do the
Rams
playoff
can't get
machine
the
one more
one
time.
seed back, Yeah.
The Rams go to Philly. I'm sorry. I think the Rams kick the absolute shit out of Philadelphia, and the Philly gets the first round exit. But Howie Roseman always does something sexy.
Really, really quickly, Poke Pack Addicted brought up a good point. I feel like to make a big splash, they have to give up Monty or Laporta. Anyone who's been keeping an eye on this knows that it's going to be extremely difficult to sign all 4 members of that 2023 first and second round draft class. Gibbs and Jack Campbell are easy because they have 5th-year options. You pick them up, it buys you time to extend. I've been saying on this show for a long time that then comes down to you could probably only end up with one of Laporta or Branch. I think Brian Branch is the odd one out.
You think?
I always have.
I do agree with that. I don't know how you are going to replace him unless you do it with
No, you can replace him. You can replace him.
Like a C.J. Gardner.
I want my safeties to be better in the pass game than they are in the run game. I want my linebackers to manage the run game, and I want my safeties to be ball hawks. And Brian Branch is great in the run. Like, I think there's a correlation with the defense taking a dump and Brian Branch leaving. I really do. They haven't gotten a proper stop in the run game since he's been gone. He was the guy setting the edge. That being said, the safeties are a dime a dozen. They could get Caleb Downs at 15 this year and have, like, arguably the best safety tandem in the league. Another side of the coin is we don't know what's going on with Kirby Joseph. Like, is he going to play football again? What's going on with his knee? Like, what?
Sure.
This is crazy.
Well, I think that also probably depends a little bit on the Branch situation too. Is how hurt is Kirby?
Yeah, well, Brian Branch is hurt. He
Right.
tore his Achilles, and if he doesn't fall into a 9-month time frame, he's not going to be there for the beginning of the season.
Right.
You know?
David Montgomery.
I think he's essential to what they do.
Do you think
there's a
he's? Do you
correlation-
think he's on the team next year?
I do, yeah. I think everything else is just hearsay and all that. Especially if they figure out what to do between the tackles. Yeah, there's no reason to get rid of him. Yeah, I'm not. I'm optimistic for where things are. I think it could be a good offseason. Let's start there.
We're gonna. I think that's a good place to start and finish. To be honest, I'm happy with that.
I mean, where else do you? Never mind.
You're not dead. Like, to me, I'll be honest with you. Like, let's throw this into a team that I don't think can dig themselves out of the hole. I don't think Kansas City digs themselves out of the hole and becomes a playoff team again next year. I don't.
I do because they have Mahomes.
I do.
Yeah,
Playoff
but
team next year,
I don't
no,
know.
but their
At some-
future is fine.
you know what? Could they?
What's happening?
Do I think that Kansas City could do a Brady Patriots situation where you have a dynasty and then an 8-year lull and then a dynasty? I do. I don't think that they'll be back next year the way the Lions could be. That's what I'm going to say. Should we do playoff machine?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Bruce, bring her up, baby. Bring her up. Our last playoff machine of the year.
Hold on, you're gonna have to buy some time for a second here so I can put some cams together here. You know what? Never mind.
Let's go, Bruce. Okay. So playoff machine.
Hold on.
I'm waiting for you, Bruce. I'm sitting here waiting for you. Oh, President Baker in the chat. Congrats, Bruce, on the dub. There you go, Bruce. Look at you. Bruce, what size? You're your ring size or no?
Do I know my ring size? No.
Wow, we might have to figure that one out.
Is that my?
Dwayne88 said Monty has to go. Say what you want about the Gibbs glazing. He needs the ball.
They can't be successful without David Montgomery running the ball well. You're seeing it this year.
Poke Pack Addicted. Keep Gibbs as a third option running the ball and use Monty as the workhorse that he is.
Yeah, why don't you see? You never. I mean, you did.
I think there's a lot of people who agree with that. Like,
They should both be on the field at the same time.
yeah, I don't think
aren't
anybody's
they?
going to argue with you there. All right, our final playoff machine of the year. We have one game to pick tonight in week 17. That is the Rams going to Atlanta. I think we know what that's going to fold as, correct? It's the Rams. So if the Rams win tonight, which you agree with that, correct?
I think the Rams win tonight.
Okay.
I need one catch from Kyle Pitts to win a championship. I'm down by .12. It happened on that Juwan Jennings touchdown at the end yesterday. I would have already have it locked up.
Oh, my God.
But I have Kyle Pitts, and he has no one. I'm down .12.
The fact that that's even a question that Kyle Pitts could give you a 40 or a fucking goose is just terrible.
Scary.
It's scary. Yeah, you're really rolling die there. Next week, so the first game, that's a Saturday game going into week 18. I believe it's the first game on the schedule. It is Saturday at 4:30 because there's no Thursday nighter this week. Carolina goes to Tampa Bay. Can I give a quick breakdown of this? Because I'm having a brain heart situation again now.
Mhm.
My brain is telling me that there is no way that Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles, who have been there before, hosting the Panthers at home, with the playoffs on the line, with Emeka Ibuka and Bucky Irving and Mike Evans, this could be his last ride, right? There's no way that team goes out there and goose eggs against the Carolina Panthers again for the 6th or so week in a row and just looks like shit, right? There's no way. But how can you deny the beautiful mediocrity that Carolina is? Because I don't believe Carolina is a good football team. And at the end of the day, if Carolina has to host San Francisco or Los Angeles week 1 of the playoffs, I think they're going to get absolutely hammered. And that makes me lean towards drinking the Kool-Aid and picking Tampa Bay again in this game, which I know is stupid because I know they're going to let me down. I know right now Carolina is playing better football, but Tampa Bay is the better team. So for that reason, I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to somehow get it together just enough to beat Carolina and go into the playoffs.
Bruce, you're going to be the tiebreakers. I'm taking Carolina here.
Oh, but why? Because they're playing better football right now?
The wheels
Tampa's
are just coming off hard
fell
for
off
Tampa.
So hard. Bruce, you get to pick, my friend.
Hold on, give me 2 seconds here.
And truly, to me, this is the ultimate heart-brain match because your brain is telling you Tampa Bay should win. They have to get it together, right? Like, how is Todd Bowles running practice this week and they're not like, oh, wow. Realistically, if Tampa misses the playoffs in the division, there's a lot of people who thought the Lions might have some regression this year, right? If Tampa Bay does not make the playoffs and loses that division at Carolina, I think that's a bigger disappointment than the Detroit Lions, personally. That was their
bigger
division.
collapse.
Yes.
Bigger
Like that was their
collapse.
division to lose.
Because the Lions are finishing with a very same, if not similar, record and in last place in their division, whereas the teams in front of them are potential 1 seeds or 11 or 12 win teams.
Right.
Like, it's one of the best divisions in football.
And
Tampa is going to choke the easiest division in the NFC to win.
and have a losing record.
Tampa's going to choke that.
Yeah. Bruce, you picking this for us or what, bud?
Yeah, it was a terrible display out of Tampa. I'm going to take Carolina.
So
You might be right.
yeah, it's a 50, truly
It
that
is
one's a 50-50. Yeah.
But
And then so I believe this game decides the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Wait, there's no way the Rams can win the 1 seed then, right?
I mean, if they win tonight, they're 12-4.
All it just means is the Rams are just going to have an easy path to a road title game. That's it. Because I don't see any.
Yeah, no, the Rams cannot be the 1 seed.
I'm looking at all of these teams, and I don't think any of them can beat the Rams.
Well, that's what I said. The Rams, unless the Rams somehow lose tonight.
listen, the Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
And if I'm the Rams and I'm thinking like we'll be glad to run it back against Seattle on the road. We'll be fine with that.
Well,
They're going to take that.
So the Rams play Atlanta tonight and Arizona next week, right? Even with a Seattle win or a San Francisco, that doesn't matter. If the Rams win the next 2, they're the 5 seed, which means they will go to the NFC South champion. So they will either go to Carolina or to Tampa as long as they win the next 2 games. So I don't think they're worried about anything because I think they've shellacked both of them. Seattle at San Francisco for the 1 seed.
Tina wants to know who plays tonight and what channel. It's Monday night, so it's Monday Night Football on ESPN, and it's the Rams and the Falcons. Tony says road to the Super Bowl going through Seattle. Tony, I agree with you. I think Seattle is not going to win a second game against the Rams if that's who they draw up. And Seattle beats any other team. Chicago might push Seattle. I don't think San Francisco can push Seattle, right?
I do.
Okay,
I'm going to pick.
fair.
I am going to
Fair.
pick San Francisco to beat Seattle in Week 18 and take the 1 seed.
Liza says Tampa Bay is buns. I am with you. Tony says not Chicago. Annie says go Falcons. Liza says going up against Kieran Williams, y'all think the Falcons can stop the run? The Falcons do a good job of stopping the run. Here's the thing. If you're going against Kieran Williams, this is what you want. You want a lot of Blake Corum.
Yeah.
And it's been 50-50.
It has been a straight 50.
So I don't know how many points you need to hold Kieran Williams to, but I think a lot of what happens today, like Stafford's going to have to win the game today. I don't think they're going to win the game on the ground.
Agreed.
And then Coach President Breaker says, congrats, Bruce, on the dub. Did you already get there yet?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Seattle won't win no tough games with Sam Darnold. They beat the Rams 2 weeks ago with Sam Darnold.
That's debunked at this point. The only reason why I'll take San Francisco in this game is because of what I saw last night.
So you think San Francisco wins the division?
I think San Francisco
So you
wins
think
the division.
1 seed goes through Levi's Stadium,
Yeah.
which, by the way, is
Hosts the Super Bowl.
home of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Interesting.
I do. I love Seattle. I love what they've done. I think defensively they're awesome. for some reason, San Francisco just got hot at the right moment, and they are cooking.
How about Sam Darnold? Second year in a row, he's playing for a 1
Sam
seed
Darnold
on
is
the
cooking
road.
as well. Sam Darnold's cooking as well.
Good for them. Good for, no matter what happens, good for. Listen, we need to pull my soundbite about how I said whoever wins the NFC West is winning.
Is winning this.
Literally,
Super Bowl.
here we are. There's an NFC West playing for the 1 seed, and then the Rams are better than both of the teams that are playing.
So are you taking Seattle then?
Yeah, I'll go with Seattle, Bruce.
Bruce,
It's on
you get to decide again, my friend.
It seems like San Francisco's going to win this game.
San Francisco takes the 1 seed. Truly, those first two, I think, are coin flips.
How about Fred Warner could come back?
I mean, my God, imagine just the juice that would give to that locker room. Then we have Colts at Texans.
Texans done.
Texans
Move
win.
forward.
They take the 5 seed.
Move forward.
Cowboys at Giants.
Cowboys.
I agree. Browns at Bengals.
I think the Bengals have looked a little bit better after Joe Burrow's
They haven't
crying
looked
episode.
as poo.
Yeah. So give me the Bengals here.
Saints at Falcons.
Saints.
They're
Think I'm
coming-
picking
they're
against
coming
Tyler
March
Shock?
again. You want to know what's crazy? New Orleans. If New Orleans wins and Tampa loses, New Orleans will jump into the 2 spot over Tampa Bay.
Love that.
Green Bay at Minnesota.
Before we both pick Minnesota here, can I talk about the Green Bay Packers really
I
quickly?
would love for you to.
Let me start from the bottom and work my way up. Sam Darnold has played in 8 games this year and has 20 touchdown passes. Jordan Love has played in 15 games this year and has 23 touchdown passes, including Toyotathon,
Hold
by
on,
the
you
way.
said Sam Darnold's played.
Or excuse me. Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
has played in 8 games
Yep.
and has 20 touchdown passes.
Yep.
Jordan Love played in almost double the games, 7 more games, and has 3 more TD passes.
I'm sorry, Jordan Love is true. Jordan Love, it goes with the Jalen Hurts.
Packers fans, I want to hear from you. I want to hear you spin this.
Yeah,
'cause
where's
you,
Poke Pack?
because you lost to a horrible Ravens team. Horrible Ravens team. And don't spare me on the quarterbacks because Malik Willis is better than Jordan Love, in my opinion. So spare me on the quarterbacks. Can I keep going on the Packers?
Please, go ahead.
Since the playoff format expanded to 7 teams instead of 6,
Love the Seahawks.
the Packers have been the 7 seed every single time, meaning that without the expanded playoff format from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, the Packers would have missed the playoffs in all of those years. Which leads me to the last one. They now have officially the longest NFC North drought in the division. The Packers have won the NFC North the furthest away than the Lions, then the Bears, then the Vikings, with the Bears' official clinching of the North.
The last time the Packers won the NFC North,
It's like 2019 or 2018 or something like that.
2019.
2019. So it goes Bears, Lions, Vikings, I believe.
It was, Packers won in 2021. They won 2019, 2020, and 2021. Minnesota won in 22. The Lions, obviously, last year in Chicago.
Whatever. Either way, it's the longest drought.
The longest drought. Agreed.
That franchise, I promise you, is the most overrated. So long, I don't care about their defense. Jeff Hafley's leaving. Jeff Hafley's going to get a really good job. So long as Jordan Love is your quarterback, you are going to be in Pittsburgh Steelers mid-purgatory.
Agreed.
You
How are
cannot
you gonna
win
argue?
anything with Jordan Love. You're probably, unless you're a Packers fan, non-Packers fans realize it, but unless you're a Packers fan, you're probably a year away from realizing that Jordan Love is not the answer and that you're going to need a quarterback very shortly because he is not good.
Green Bay, there's no reason for Green Bay to play anybody in this game, correct? Yeah. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota wins. I just think Minnesota's a better team.
That's Minnesota's Super Bowl right
Yeah.
there. Titans at Jacksonville. Is there any argument on the fact that Jacksonville's the hottest team in football?
Can you zoom in?
Hold on.
Duval.
Nice.
Are we good there?
I mean, no, but
You want me to go again? I'll hit him with another Duval.
Wait, go ahead. Hit him with one more, Zola.
Duval. Someone made an observation about how Liam Cohen was like he's the first coach ever to take over a 4-win team, get it to 12 wins and something. But like Vrabel is also on the verge of doing that as well.
Correct.
Over yeah, credit to Jacksonville. Great year. He's got Trevor Lawrence buzzing. Trevor Lawrence was this year's. I have him. I'm going to win my fantasy league quarterback.
Mhm.
And Trevor Lawrence looks like a number 1 overall pick. And remind you, none of this is happening with Travis Hunter. This is all
True.
without Travis Hunter. So he's missing a second receiver. Like, that team has a lot of potential in the future.
Right.
And yeah, credit to Liam Cohen. He was always a gem. He was always very sharp. He's part of that the Sean McVay coaching tree as well. And credit to Liam Cohen.
In
That's all I can say.
this game does have weight because if Houston wins and Jacksonville loses, Houston wins the division. So Jacksonville has to play everybody and they have to win the game. They have to win for a division championship. So, Duval. Rams over Cardinals, correct?
Tristan Nielsen says, shake my head. Do you even watch the games? Which game are you talking about? Yes, I watched them all. But tell me which one you're talking about.
It's probably, if I had to guess, Tristan's a Packers fan.
Yeah.
And he's coming in here to cry, and it's just pathetic.
I watched the Packers lose Saturday night. I watched them not being able to stop Derrick Henry.
At all.
And I watched them
might
get
run
really
off
piss
spot.
poor quarterback play, if that's what you're talking about.
This is going to be a great game. Chargers at Broncos.
The Chargers are resting Justin Herbert officially, so I'm taking the Broncos.
And I don't think it well, it does kind of matter. We'll see here in a
It
second.
matters for Denver, I think, right?
If Denver loses,
New England gets the 1 seed.
correct. And Denver would then fall to a 3 seed with a Jacksonville win. So it's a must win for Denver for the 1 seed. And if they're resting Herbert, I'm happy giving that to Denver.
This next one, I know Kansas City hasn't looked great. This next one, I tried to throw the Raiders a bone this weekend
You can't do it.
over the Giants. No chance. So give
No
me
chance.
Kansas
Kansas City.
City.
Miami at New England.
Patriots.
The Patriots, if they win, will clinch the 2 seed. So I'm good with that. Washington at Philadelphia. Is Philly
Hold
playing
on.
anybody?
Tristan has responded. Lost the best rusher behind Myles Garrett, along with our best run stopper, starting safety. Okay, explain the San Francisco 49ers then, who lost their best pass rusher, who is arguably right there with yours, and lost the best linebacker in football in Fred Warner, and lost George Kittle for 5 games, lost Brock Purdy for 7 games. Haven't had Brandon Ayuk the entire year. Spare me. Stop. And on top of that, your team is bad because your quarterback is bad. You backed into the postseason this year. Done. Case dismissed. The Packers backed in. They have not won a game. They backed in. You lost to the Bears 2 weeks ago. You lost this week to the Ravens.
Don't forget,
You
if we
backed
would have did what we had to do against Minnesota, we'd be playing for that spot. this
Exactly.
week.
Oh,
Or
hold
I
on.
mean the Steelers.
No, even Minnesota, they'd still be playing for
Correct.
the spot.
We'd still
But
be playing for
regardless,
the
if
spot.
they beat Pittsburgh or if they beat the Rams, like this would be a completely different thing.
Right.
You're in because the Lions collapsed, not because you won games. Congrats on beating the Lions. You beat them. Good, but they're not good. Lions are not good. So it says more about
Would
you.
their dog shit defense hold Derrick Henry too?
Who?
4 touchdowns.
So
Still won the game though.
Washington at Philly. So with
Philly.
a Philadelphia win, yeah.
How bad are they?
I know they're dog shit.
How bad is Philly?
They're gonna be the worst 2 seed.
Where,
that
where are
we've
we
seen in a
looking
long
at right
time.
here? Seattle. In this scenario, it would be Seattle. Seattle would go into Philly and crush.
Well, no. Now hold on. Do the Lions pull an upset off against Ben Johnson? Do they?
0% chance.
0%.
Chicago Bears.
Okay, so Chicago Bears.
Ben Johnson's going to come out and make a statement in that game. Not only that, the Lions should rest their starters.
Yeah, I don't know why they would.
What did I
Done.
say?
Let them go.
But they're not gonna.
I don't think they're going to, no.
Yeah. Jets at Bills. Give me Buffalo.
Are you ready to give up on them yet?
No.
Dude,
I'm
what if
still
Aaron
holding
Glenn
pat.
just?
Hey, I'm not. I know the first 3.5 quarters were bad, but they made it interesting yesterday. They made it interesting. And then we have to pick this division now.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, it's Baltimore. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
I
It's the shitty Baltimore Ravens.
I have no idea.
It's Carl G's shitty Baltimore Ravens.
I'll say this much. The Ravens looked more than serviceable
Oh yeah,
with Snoop Hundley.
yes. But I think Lamar probably makes it back for this.
yeah, Lamar should be back for this one.
Is that a good thing?
I'll say this much: I don't know if it's the Baltimore that runs the hell out of the ball like it was on Saturday night. I think they win.
I agree.
I think if this game goes through their ground game, I think they could pull it off.
Tristan.
Conversely, excuse me, I think if Pittsburgh has to rely on their running game, which is what they've done, that's exactly what they've done the last couple weeks. It's gone through Warren and Gainwell. I think if Pittsburgh has to rely on their running games, that's going to be a problem because that's the one thing Baltimore can still do defensively is stop the run.
Agreed.
So I think that Derrick Henry has to win the game for Baltimore, and I think Aaron Rodgers has to win the game for Pittsburgh. And I trust Derrick Henry right now more than I trust Aaron Rodgers.
100%. I'm going to give that to Baltimore as well. So now this is set and finalized.
Tristan Nielsen still thinks we don't know ball. It's crazy. You're here, and you are a Packers fan. Trust me when I tell you that Jordan Love is bad. Come back next year, and we'll talk. We'll talk. So in this scenario, they're going to Chicago to run it back. You think you could beat Chicago a second time?
No.
Go ahead.
They will not.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, Green Bay goes to Chicago. I'm giving that to Chicago. Seattle goes to Philadelphia. I'm giving that to Seattle.
L.A.
And the Rams go to Carolina, and I'm giving that to the Rams.
So then it would be
Seattle at Frisco again.
What if
Seattle at San
Carolina
Francisco.
beats up on the Rams.
Seattle at San Francisco. Whoever wins the first one
Will lose.
is going to lose the second one.
Agreed. So then that would be Seattle because we have San Francisco winning here for all intents and purposes. And then the Rams going to Chicago.
The Rams.
I agree. So then you have a Rams-Seahawks NFC Championship game.
We like
In LA.
Steve says Seattle ain't beating Philly. Brother, Seattle didn't throw a forward pass in the second half yesterday. Or excuse me, Philly, excuse me. Jalen Hurts cannot complete a ball downfield, and Seattle's defense is going to make a mockery of that.
Hold on. Realistically, Philadelphia should have beat the way the Bills played in the first half of that game. Philadelphia should have beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They barely made it out by 1 point. By 1 point. Come on, dude. Philadelphia's a joke, and I'm sorry. And then the
Interesting.
Chargers at Patriots. I
I
know I'm going to be in the minority here. I think that Jim Harbaugh goes into New England and beats them.
No,
That's great.
it's hard.
Why do you
It's hard to
hate
pick
the
against the
Patriots
Patriots.
so much?
Because they're just...
It's hard.
God, I'm breaking out my Brady jersey. I'm ready.
Oh,
to fucking
whatever.
go, baby.
You need the
Slap dick.
incarnation of the Chargers needs to be perfect to go into New
They
England.
have
and
to
win.
be perfect.
And I don't think the Chargers currently have the offensive juju. Like Buffalo needed a massive offensive game to go in there and win. And I don't think the Chargers have that ability. I just don't. Not without the tackles, not without Slater and Alt. I think that
They're
that
pretty
game
injury-ridden.
that game plays right in the Patriots' favor.
Well, I already know how this is going to go. Buffalo goes to Jacksonville.
You're going to be surprised. I think that's a winnable game. I'm not going to pick them, but that's a winnable game for Buffalo.
I mean, I'm picking Buffalo.
That's
But
a tough.
I'm picking Jacksonville. And then Houston for me, obviously.
Yeah.
Take Jacksonville.
Can I be honest with you?
You think Baltimore can beat Houston at home?
I think Baltimore.
Dude,
can
it's
beat
your
Houston
teams
at home.
going against each other.
Which two?
Jacksonville and Buffalo.
I mean, I think Buffalo beats Jacksonville. I do. It's not like Jacksonville has a home field advantage at Duval. I mean, and then I'll give the edge to Houston.
Bills
based on-
fans are gonna raid.
They're
gonna raid that building.
all of North Florida
oh
is going
my
to be wearing
God,
Bills
they're already
jerseys.
down there. They're
Yeah.
already there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so then you would have.
It'll be a Jags road game that they end up winning.
Did you pick Buffalo or Jacksonville?
It's a toss-up, but I'm going to take Jacksonville right now.
So then you would have Houston going to Denver.
I also don't want Buffalo to win. That's why.
You would have Houston going to Denver, and you would have Jacksonville going to New England.
I like Denver
I like Houston.
and New England. I think this is trending towards they were neck and neck the entire year.
And so then who would win Denver and New England?
New England.
Here's the reason why I favor Houston and Denver. Number one, that game would suck to watch.
That would be horrible.
That would be one of the worst games
That'd be
to watch.
horrible.
I think that when it comes down to getting a big play late, I like the pieces on Denver to get it done more than I like the pieces on Houston to get it done. Give the edge to Houston on the defensive side of the ball. Give the edge to Denver on the offensive side of the ball. And I think the gap is bigger. And I just like Denver at home.
Well, what do you think about Jacksonville at New England?
That could be a fun game. That could actually be a very good game.
That could be. You want to know what's fucked up? I'm sorry. I think Jacksonville would go into New England and win.
Dude, you're such a fucking hater.
I'm not a
Why?
hater, dude. I just
Yes,
don't
you
think
are.
New England's not that good.
Oh,
Tristan
they are
Nielsen,
not.
hold on. Gabriel said, dude on the left is slow. I think he's replying to you. And then
Oh.
Tristan Nielsen, who is still here, is saying they both are. Okay, send me, you look like you're in high school. Send me a picture of your bet slip betting on the Packers to win at all, win this week or win against Chicago. Tell me what you see other than making injury excuses, and then come back. You probably can't place that bet. I don't even know if betting's legal in Wisconsin, but please place the bet. Let me put a future on Jordan Love to win the Super Bowl MVP. Do it right now, please. I want to see it. And then come back and talk to us. And then we'll see who's slow. Jordan Love has 23 touchdown passes in 15 games. Brock Purdy has 20 touchdown passes in 8 games. You tell me who the better quarterback is. And
Listen.
don't make excuses. No excuses now.
You want to know who the best quarterback is? Josh Allen, and he's going to be this year's Super Bowl MVP.
The best quarterback is right there on the wall. To the right.
Yeah, and you know what? Uncle Sam's not here to talk shit today.
The one on the left really needs to.
Jalen Hurts,
go.
Hey,
We
before
need-
I come
we
back
need
in
to
this
burn it.
studio, that needs to be changed. So then, who do you think wins at New England, Denver?
I think Denver.
So
I
they-
think this has been Denver's year the entire year in the
and the
AFC.
Rams hosting Seattle.
I think the Rams beat Seattle.
So
Wait,
that-
so they both come back. The Rams and Seattle come back like
Well,
they don't
yeah.
they lose the division and then one of them ends up hosting a. I like the Rams. I don't think the Rams choke
at
that.
Carolina, we got to give it to the Rams. Seattle at Philly, we give it to Seattle, and then Chicago, which would mean Seattle goes to San Fran, and we said whoever loses the first wins the
Yeah.
second, which would be Seattle.
I just don't think San Francisco's as good as like. I think their barometer was yesterday. It was like you beat a good Bears team. I think the great teams are the Seahawks and the Rams. I think those are the great teams.
So
And I don't think even at home, I don't think that San Francisco could beat those two teams. I just don't.
So your pick is Denver and the Rams in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And who wins?
The Rams.
Oh, no. I hate that.
I like that.
I'm going to change my Super Bowl pick.
but I want it to be the Patriots.
I think that you have a San Francisco versus Buffalo Super Bowl. Brock Purdy versus Josh Allen. San Francisco gets the Tampa treatment and plays the Super Bowl at home.
You're as delusional as Tristan Nielsen is with the Packers.
It's gonna be New England Rams.
Here, let me simplify it because there's a lot of good chatter in the chat right now. Gabriel says, I bet Houston to win the Super Bowl. I think these are the teams that I think actually have a shot to win this thing.
Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Okay. So can we start with the NFC?
Yes.
Do you think San Francisco has a shot?
Ugh,
After what we saw last night,
if they finish as the 1 seed, it's hard to deny that they
they've
don't have
got
a shot. So if they finish as the 1 seed, yes, I believe they have a shot. 100%.
Okay, Green Bay.
No.
Chicago.
No. Not yet.
Seattle.
Yes.
Philadelphia.
No.
The Rams.
Yes.
Carolina or Tampa.
Neither.
So
3.
San Francisco, Seattle, and
The
Rams.
three West teams
Denver.
with the Bears on the fringe.
Now have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Denver.
Yes.
The Chargers.
No.
The New England Patriots.
Yes.
Oh, come on. No way.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
No.
Jacksonville.
Wow, you're gonna think this is crazy, but yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yes.
I agree. Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Neither.
Neither. Agreed. So the only ones we disagree on are Buffalo.
No, I think you disagree with me picking Jacksonville.
No, I'm good with honestly, I'm okay with the Jacksonville thing.
And honestly,
They're hot right now. It's like San Francisco. They're both
honestly,
so hot.
I'm on the fringe on the Chicago Bears just because like how weak the field is, right? Like there's an opportunity for Chicago to come and grab it.
I don't. Here's the whole thing. I'm doing this by matchup in my head. If Chicago had to play Philadelphia again, Philadelphia would win. If Chicago has to play Seattle,
Oh, I disagree.
Seattle will win.
I disagree. I think Chicago is better today, and Philadelphia is worse today than when they play. That comes down to where are they playing.
And-
If you get put Caleb Williams in Philly, that's a struggle.
Yeah.
But I don't think
But
that
it wouldn't
happens.
be. No, it couldn't happen. And as far as the AFC goes, I really don't think New England has the juice. And I
They
know I'm
do.
in the minority
Their defense
there.
is that good.
I know it. But Jacksonville and San Francisco both got hot at the right time. And it's hard to deny both of them.
Realistically, the two teams that do have the juice are Houston and Denver in the AFC. That's my opinion.
Houston,
I'm a prisoner of the
defense is
moment with
so
Houston.
good.
I'm just like I'm sitting here investing. I'm watching Higgins get better. I don't like that they can't run the ball well. Stroud has looked a lot better, which I'm appreciative of.
you want to know what would suck? Because if I'm not mistaken, we already saw Carolina beat the Rams this year, correct?
Yeah.
So that would be a rematch. If Houston gets to go to Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh somehow pulls this off, Houston will physically, mentally, and emotionally dismantle Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch the demise of Aaron Rodgers, yes. But I do hope for the one time I'm going to root for Carolina this week because I truly think Carolina would give the Rams a better game than Tampa. And I'm going to root for the Ravens because I think Baltimore would give Houston a better game than Pittsburgh.
What if Tampa's just some sleeping giant and goes on some massive run, just starts crushing it all of a sudden?
I mean, crazier things have happened. Crazier shit has happened. I would like to say Happy New Year to everybody.
Could have been Sunday.
Happy New Year. Zola, you want to hit the TikTok real quick? A couple things. Is there anything in here?
They're just battling with each other, and they disagree with us, and they're calling us slow.
Oh, Tristan said he's going to come back after the Packers beat the Bears. in the
Good.
playoffs.
Would love to see that. And if you're right, I promise you I will give you props. Every win the Packers get going forward, I will give you the props for it.
Shout out to Vito Burrito. I think Buffalo is contenders. The only time they're not is if Josh Allen's hurt. I'm scared of anyone. I'm scared of Buffalo because Allen is the number one quarterback in the league.
There you go.
Vito Burrito, you're a man after my own heart.
Anthony's down there keeping the hope alive, huh?
Just wait till next year. The Raiders will be mediocre again. Anthony, you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. Do you have anything to add?
Vito Burrito.
I love me some Vito Burrito. Bruce, you got anything?
Nope.
I hope everybody has a very happy new year. We'll see you guys in 2026. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. Make sure to follow our socials. Lynn, I agree with you.
We're ready.
I agree with you 100%. Bills, Rams. I think it's Bills, Niners at the moment, but Bills, Rams is a great pick for the Super Bowl. You can follow us on Instagram at Tip Balls, TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast. Listen to us on Spotify or Apple Music, or check us out on YouTube. Click subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when we go live. We're primarily a TikTok show now. We interact the most there. Get in that chat. We will be back, I don't know what day it is anymore at this point. So we'll be back next week after the holiday. Thank you guys. See you next week and next year.